ancient beast. Flames consume but never feast. Metal wings slice the void apart. A funeral pyre, a rocket's heart. Does the air tear or does it yield? What's the cost of the battlefield? Volcasonic retro-propulsion. Fire fights fire in the sky's combustion. The plasma storms and blackout seas. Gravity's chains snap with red rivers, burning trails, echoes scream where silence fails. Ashes rain, the sky won't care, but we keep climbing onward. Pull the tight, orbital mechanics.
going on, everybody? How you doing? Welcome to the Space and Rocket Review. Space and Rocket Review. You two girls, tell your friends. Space and Rocket Review. We're back to the more or less regular schedule here for September. Should be good. Should be good. Let me just transfer some links over here, and then we should be ready to go.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Urban Metro, hey man, 75-month resub. What's going on? What's going on? All right. Hello, everybody. I am EJ, your host here. Let me transfer the links over, and let's go here. Moving them all over here. We got some stuff on Rocket Lab. Got some RGB aerial photos here. You're still stoked from Flight 10? Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Got some stuff. We got an update from SLS. All right. I got to move the links from the encoding PC over to the main PC, and that always takes a second to we need an EJ band. We do need an EJ band. You're still processing to Flight 10? You can't think? What do you mean? Mandatory fun shirt. What? What? Fluffy, you got it. I'm sorry. I tried to go further without acknowledging the awesome, but also sorry, but it burns. It burns in the pee-pee. Well, you probably shouldn't have done that. that guy's the best, man. He makes me laugh. So, Primo and I, we bought a shirt. Primo bought this shirt for me. She said it suited me. I don't know what that means, but okay. All right, cool, excellent. Let's roll. Call you Roy G. Biv because you're on the spectrum. All right. It's fine. Everything's fine. Love it. That guy's the best, dude. Guy makes me laugh. All right. Let me just make sure we got all of the Yeah, it's a good one, Alex. It's very classy. Very classy. That's why I'm wearing it, or else I wouldn't. See, it's got an eagle with some sunglasses on and fireworks and stuff. It's great. Have you watched The Pit? No. It's got a cool flag and everything. It's great. All right, let's see. The Pit's a good show? Oh, you should? Nah. All right. Let me put these links all together. Guys, all right. I have to get my bearings, dude, because it's been a bit here. Let's see. What do we got for launches? You know what? Let's start there. Let me bring up next space flight and see what we got here. What do we got for September? We got no launches today, but we have a Starlink 17-8 tomorrow. Yeah, it's a good one, Aglex. Like I said, very subtle, but good. I wouldn't go throwing this around otherwise. It's a good shirt, man. Good stuff. All right, so we got Starlink 17-8, that's tomorrow. And then Starlink 1022, that's Wednesday in the and then Starlink 1057 at Thursday, 7 a.m. You're open to go to the Wednesday launch for your first rocket launch. All right. Get there. Well, I was going to say get there early, Foz, but it's a Starlink mission. Just go. Okay, so this week we have four Falcon 9s, 4 Starlinks teed up. There's New Centaur Lima, but that's net 8th. And then Tranche 1, Transport Layer B right there. And then MS-32. Oh, good. Oh, good. We have Falcons. It's all Falcons. And then the only rocket that isn't a Falcon is a Soyuz. The only other rocket that's launched over 500 plus times. Or actually, you know what? Someone's going to have to quote me on that. I'm sure something else has been launched 500 times. But anyway. Did you pay taxes on that shirt? You know what's not cool, Bobby? Boy. You saw an early morning Starlink train a couple nights ago while camping. I love accidentally seeing that stuff. Yeah, you just look up into the sky. Cool. But Soyuz has existed for like 50 years more than Falcon has. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Yeah. Guys, spot the mistake. Spot the mistake. Spot the one. Wait a minute. What's this? 2-1. Soyuz 2-1A. Get that out of here. That's a resupply mission to the ISS. That's next week. And then there's the Kuiper launch that they started stacking, and then New Glenscapades. That's the end of the month. I'm sure more Falcons will get in there. But anyway, speaking of that, we did get one. Actually, hold up. We got one yesterday morning. And I think I have that up over here. Let's see. How many times was the V2 launched? Oh, I don't know. That's a missile, though, Iger. That's not a rocket. It's different. So this was yesterday morning. The one with the spicy landing. That's what everybody was telling me. So let's just check the launch here. And I got a couple of messages about how this one was a little sussy on the on the landing.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engines full power and liftoff. Go Starlink, go SpaceX.
They can't fit them on. They can't fit V3 Starlinks on Falcon 9 Jam. That's what a V2 Mini is. V2 Mini is a small Starlink with V3 tech on it, but it's not full V3 tech, if that makes any sense.
Pitching downrange.
Okay, cool. Let's get to the landing. Let's get to the good stuff. All right, so here we go. So it did land, but let's see. Oh, a little windy. Okay. Man, it got hit by a gust of wind. Did you see that? Dude. That
Stage 2 terminal guidance.
got a little windy right there. Which booster was that? Give me one moment. I will get that information. (1077) 23rd flight. Oh, man. Dude, it made the correction, though. Damn.
Stage 1 landing.
Wow. I want to see that again. I want to watch the fins. Definitely a wind gust. Huh. Man, that grid fin went to full gimbal. If it gimbal locked, watch.
Stage 1 landing like deploy.
Huh. I wonder if that grid fin malfunctioned. That might not have been wind, dudes. Because this grid fin locks. Like, huh. Full deflection right here. Watch. Right there.
Stage 1 landing like deploy.
And it compensated for it, huh? I wonder what that's about.
Stage 1 landing confirmed.
Cool. Does this barge have the water feature? No, this must be, of course I don't know. Where was this out of? Hold on. I thought I saw Complex 40. It landed on just read the instructions. Doesn't JRTI have that? What if it was about to abort to the water? I don't know. That, I don't know. I can't tell if it's a wind gust or if the grid fin's doing, because the grid fin would need to go that way. Not the way that it goes. Turning that way means turning to the right on the screen. It's backwards because it's flying backwards, right? Like, either way, it compensated. It may have been compensating for a wind gust. That's pretty nutty, dude. But it landed. 1077 landed, and it it completed its 23rd flight. Good stuff. Yeah, I was gonna say just read the instructions does have the deluge system, but it didn't. Maybe they didn't turn it on. I mean, it's definitely windy, guys. If you look at the ocean, you see there's a bunch of white dots on it, right? Those are called white caps. White caps indicate wind usually. So see how it's a little choppy out there. See the white caps? That's a little bit choppy. Whoa.
Stage 1 landing like deploy.
How did this thing dial it back in after that? That's crazy. That's probably sea state 1.5, 4 to 6 feet. I mean, Jam, it's
Stage 1 landing confirmed.
It's there's a little bit of chop, but it ain't too bad. But yeah, there's some chop for sure. What's that?
FTS is saved.
Huh. Either way, that was Starlink 10-14. It yeah, that launched yesterday morning. I was on the way to an auto show yesterday. Can I post a video I found? Can I post a link to a video I found of Starship hot staging? It has some audio, and I'm not sure if it's the actual audio or not. It's probably not, Paley Joe. But yeah, if you want to get perms from a moderator, do it. But I got to be careful about music and stuff, you know. All right. Cool. So we talked about it on Flame Trench, but Rocket Lab opened up Launch Complex 3. They commissioned Launch Complex 3, which is Neutron's launch pad at Wallops. And we had some video here, believe it or not, inside of the trench. This is inside of the Flame Trench. There's the deflector right there. Yeah. And then there's the sound suppressor built in right there. There is no music. Okay. Yeah, this is just somebody that, yeah. Look. Space Agency. Spaceagency.blog. This is footage from Flight 9. Is this what passes for content on the gram? Just ripping SpaceX footage and with just putting hot staging over it? This is what suffices for content on the gram? Is that all you got to do to make money over there? What? There's even a typo in the freaking butter. Ah, is that all you have to do to make money over there? Holy crap! Is that how low? How much do you make off of that? I'm like, how much do people make off of this? I'm dead serious. Stagening. Batki. How many views does this post have? 15,000 likes. Man. Yeah, Tyler, there you go. They even added sound effects on top of it. All right, I'm going to mute the stream for a second. I got to hear them. You know what? I'll risk it for the biscuit. I'm going to do it. Watch. Anyway, here's Neutron's flame trench. Belly Joe, that's still a great shot of hot staging. That's that's SpaceX's footage. If you want to see that footage for realsies, there's a Flight 9 recap around. I'm pretty sure they have that footage on there. We gotta get EJ content on the gram, dude. Is that what passes for real? Like, that's content. That's content over there, huh? Wait a minute. You know what? I'm doing it. I'm gonna ask, how much money can you make on Instagram? Brand collaborations with earning depending heavily on your follower account engagement, niche, and content quality. Okay. Nano influencers, 1K to 10,000 followers, might earn $10 to $100 per post. Well, mega influencers, 1 million followers, can earn 10,000 or more. All right. Here, let's see. Let me see something. Let me see something. I switched it over to Twitch. Let's see how accurate this actually is. Yeah. And 13K a month would be excellent, but I don't think spaceflight community is. I think the space is a little too niche for that. But hey, that's cool. I'm not asking for more. You shut up. Don't do it. I have a $4,000 computer sitting on my desk because of you guys. Stop talking. Back to space news. I'm changing the subject. Patriotism and patriotism. Okay, change the subject.
Oh, this is space. I'm in space.
Don't NSF have an Instagram? Yeah. Timothy, you want this shirt? This is from a mandatory. It's from Instagram, isn't it? Isn't he on Instagram? I don't know. I forget. Ramana gifted 5 subs and somebody gifted a sub to more. Yeah, this is from an Instagram influencer. The guy's name is Mandatory Fun Time. The guy makes me laugh. He's very, very dry humor about the military and stuff. Yeah, Tessa, I mean, chat's not good at following directions, so it does make sense. Don't you miss playing KSP2?
Oh, this is space. I'm in space.
What is this? Fluffy gifted 5. Thanks, man. That's probably not gonna end well when we go to launch here. Yep. Okay. That's on the gram. That's on the gram. Not Graham the Elder or Graham the Younger, the Instagram. From the NSF stream, it sounded like they were surprised to see no water. Yeah, the deluge system wasn't on that flight, Alex. There was a lot of weird stuff going on, but yeah. The music was awesome, Tessa. The sound guy that worked on KSP really did a good job. All right, let's see. What else do we got? So, check this out. This is off of NASA's image archive. So, there is a picture here of the Launch Abort System, or LAS, being installed on the Artemis 2 Orion capsule. There it is. This is basically the final step here for checkout, for Orion capsule checkout and then stacking. This capsule is for the Artemis 2 mission. This is the Artemis 2 Orion. It'll be the first mission to carry humans outside of low Earth orbit since 1972. scheduled to launch in February. Scheduled to launch in February. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, the teams down at the Cape there that are working on Artemis are doing a pretty good job, making some progress. You've heard talk that rollout is the end of November, first week of December. That sounds about right. Did they officially move to February? No, they haven't officially, but they haven't officially. Dino, I will say they're targeting February. Targeting February. Okie dokie. We'll see how it plays out. We'll see where it goes. But yeah, that's still cool to see progress. Hey, I always say, show me the hardware, and there's your hardware. Making sure we want to buy plane tickets until they get set on the launch month. I'm Dino, I'll probably just end up driving down there. February of 2026. Sleepy. Yeah. Hey, Sleepy. Long time no see, man. How are you? There it is. That's going to be sick, man. It's going to be a good day. Cool. Alrighty. So that's what's going on down on the Cape here. I think the rest of this is Starship pictures. So, oh, I do have one more. This is the India Space Research Organization, or ISRO for short. The official render of ISRO's upcoming third launch pad at their space center, SHAR. I forget what that's an acronym for. DLP will offer an alternative to the presently active second launch pad, SLP, to reduce ISRO's human spaceflight program resilience on SLP, and will support next generation launch vehicle and LMLV vehicles. It is expected to be commissioned in March of 2029. Huh. I think that'll be the first crawler way that ever goes over a river. Interesting. I don't know. Did this is not the official account. Okay. I was going to say, because it's a Reddit post. Okay. All right. Should have just made the whole thing a river. Interesting. Cool. All right. So speaking of launch pads, we got some RGV aerial pictures. First RGV picture that we have here is looking at the Gigabay. Pilings are all around the outside, and they're starting to put down the concrete here. Let me turn up Starbase Live so I can hear it, so I'm not dying of white noise over here. So these areas right here have some concrete poured on them, and those ones are where Starship is going to be. Those are the processing areas. So like you have two aisles right here, and each one of them has 12 stands. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then same thing over here. You could start to see that they're working on it. And then you could see down the center, there's going to be a truss structure, and then there's going to be truss structure here on each side of the stands for processing. The Florida Gigabay will be done before Texas. Good old-fashioned industrial engineering. That's right, Rocket. freaking cool, dude. Doubtful. A lot of people don't believe you, goalie. A lot of people don't believe you. The YouTube chat's doubting. You guys don't think so? Starbase is 24/7. As far as I know, the Florida site is not. Do we know if 39A is a 24/7 operation? Any word on Gigabay connecting directly to the factory? It's going to connect directly to the factory right here. .39A is working around the clock. There you go. You ready for Peter Bay? Gigabay? Peter Bay? Isn't it Peter Beck? Now, while stuff's going on with the Gigabay, we got another RGB. We got 2 more RGB aerials. One's up the pedestal, which is... Holy shnikes. What is this?
The Eagle has landed.
Chicken jockey.
What? No. After the snot that you pulled with this computer, no, you do not tip the stream anymore. Stop it. Stop it. Peter Bay? Peter Bay. Yep. Peter Roll. You know what? You know what? You know what? You get the accordion music now.
I spin in circles, I scream to the void. Afforded oasis, my rage is employed. A storm in my chest, it burns and destroys. Death with the chaos, spin till you fall. It burns and screeches the ends of it all. Round and round until we crawl. This is the inferno, the Pokeball.
Okay, that's enough. How is this punishment exactly? I don't know. It's just to get people to not talk about the Minecraft movie in here. We played Pokesonic at the start of the stream, all systems. Yeah. Hey, Longballs, what's going on? Okay. When was or will NSF do their next flyover at the Cape? We could do a comparison of the progress. I don't know, but Goalie over in Twitch chat says that Florida has way more pads. Texas needs to get on their level. Do you not like the Minecraft movie? I never saw that. Why? What makes you think I would go to a movie theater and see that movie? In fact, I'm kind of insulted that you think I'd be like, yeah, I want to go see this. Because you're a bizarre human being? I'm not that bizarre. No, ish. You saw Barbie? Yeah, because my wife wanted to see Barbie. Tessa. What's your excuse? They're releasing Apollo 13 for IMAX in September. Oh. I'm not saying that shit. DV13, you saw Barbie by your own volition. Why? Ken was pretty funny, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Can't even beach. You have the McDonald's Happy Meal box of Minecraft. Oh, whoa, whoa. Barbie is a good movie. Minecraft is a very long meme. Okay. Yeah, Barbenheimer. Exactly. That's what Brim and I saw Barbie and Oppenheimer back to back. Double feature. All right, I'm going back to looking at launch pads, okay? Yeah, it was awesome. All systems. We saw the Barbie movie, and then we saw Barbie movie first, then Oppenheimer second. Shot and Chaser is pretty awesome. Let's see. Whoa! Dude, that is the finest in 1993 GMC Sierras going on there. Look at that thing. All right. Sierra, what is that? Sierra 2500 with primer gray fender flares and a primer gray roof. All right. Now we're talking, dude. Got some GMT 400 action going on right there. I can get behind that. That's fine. That's 4x4. I can tell you that. I can see that badge of theirs. Yeah. No, well, actually, hold on. It might be a Silverado. It might be a Silverado 2500. Yeah, that's the Silverado grill, dudes. Silverado. Nice. It's not a GMC Sierra. GMC Sierra has a different grill. The grill has two headlights instead of four stacked on top of each other like that. No. It's 2500. The lug nut, the hub, the axle hub's a dead giveaway. It's a 2500. It's a heavy duty truck. At least I think. I can't tell. It looks like there's a hub there, but that might be the rim. It's hard to say. Hold on. I'm pretty sure that's a 93 Chevy Silverado. Pretty sure. Yeah. No, it's Silverado. It's not a Sierra. It's absolutely Silverado. Look. There's the guy right there. There were years they would put 2500 axles on the 1500. I don't know who would up axle a 93 Silverado, but you know. I mean, that one seems to be in a little bit better condition than that one, but you know, it's all right. Oh, dude, you know what? We may have been right the first time. We may have been right the first time, dudes. See, that's the light configuration I was thinking of. But also, wait, what the hell's the difference? Wait, I'm confused. The work truck had sealed beam headlights. So that's the work truck? Yeah, dude. I mean, I like my Fords, but I can get behind some GMT 400 action. That's fine. What are you gonna? You can't lose here. You got small block Chevy or big block Chevy. You can't lose. Isn't this a space and rocket review, not truck and axle review? Oh, you know, don't sit there and pretend. Don't sit there and pretend like you don't want to talk about this. Any of you, all right? Fine, we can go back to talking about the pad if you want. If you want. It looks like they're still doing a lot of work. There's a lot of scaffolding installed there. But it looks like they got most of the let's say armor for the buckets ready to go. EJ's truck and commercial vehicle review. The shielding, yeah. Yep. And look, they started on the commodities bunker right here. They started putting the sheet metal up. Look, I mean, I say sheet metal. I'll use that with a very, very, very liberal usage right there. Where are they getting all this material from? Tried and true, so Boca Chica's in South Texas. There's already a lot of heavy industry out there. Basically from San Antonio all the way down to Brownsville, there is a lot of heavy industry. It was pre-existing. Now, why? Why is there a lot of heavy industry there? Oil and gas. Yeah, the oil and gas industry. This is nothing. That's nothing for them. In fact, I think that's one of the reasons why SpaceX switched to stainless, because the oil and gas industry had tons of stainless. Do you think they'll clad the whole tower? No, I only really think they need to clad basically up until around here. Cutting up ships too. Yeah, I'm not sure if that contributes to that, but it might. When will we get cars with no electronics back? Well, I mean, Louiso, they threw emission standards out the window in the United States with that big, beautiful bill thing. I know that carb standards went out the door. Carbon cafe standards, bye-bye. So, yeah, that might happen a lot sooner than you might think. I mean, I don't know, man. This is going to sound so stupid, to be honest, like coming from me. But like, I'm not sure people would know what to do with a car with a carburetor on it. Well, California's trying to fight it, RB, so you're still kind of screwed, but yeah. I mean, that's what I mean. Like, there's no way that they're going to go back to, like, non-computer controlled cars. The benefits are the benefits of the computer, and no one's tooled for a carburetor. I mean, don't get me wrong. Louisa, that would be fantastic. You could buy a truck that's just carbureted. Even a carbureted truck with some cats on it, sure, whatever. That's fine. I don't have any problems with that. That'd be kind of cool, but it would never happen, dude. Now, the real question is, are you a blower or a pro charger kind of guy? Roots for days. It'll suck when I can't get a car that gets 60 miles per gallon everywhere. Brother, you could buy a Volkswagen Beetle from 1974 and get that good a fuel economy. What are you talking about? You could always get that. That ain't going anywhere. The paper lock sucks in the mountains. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, J-Bolt. I don't think we're ever going back, but you know, and I'm saying that as somebody that likes old cars, man. I don't think we should go back. I don't. To be 100% honest with you, like if we're okay, car review. All right, just for a second. I don't really mind that there's computers controlling cars. That's great for fuel mapping when you're using high pressure fuel injection. That's good. I don't have a problem with that. I really don't. My real big beef with cars nowadays is that they all look the freaking same. There's no creativity. Everything looks the same. Dude, I was Guys, I went to a gigantic auto show, about a 5,000 car show over the weekend. And, it was funny because the gate going in, right, it just had some regular traffic on it. And, like, you could see the contrast in real time. So it was like 68 Camaro, 66 Fairlane, Nissan Juke, Dodge Charger, 69 Charger, 69 GTO right behind that. Like you could see the contrast here, right? Like when the automotive industry had a lot of creativity and what you have now, which is just shoes. It looks like an egg with some wheels. Like, I think that's my biggest problem with cars nowadays. They just don't really have a personality. It's just, yeah, mutter. There you go. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Every single freaking car is just, it's that same stupid 5-door design that's raised really high up off the ground, and that's it. They all look exactly the same. What's redeeming about this? What's the difference between that Jaguar 5-door over here and this BMW? I don't even know the names of these cars. I don't even care. Anyway, that's my big thing. Everybody's just doing the same thing. Your 14 4Runner is at least body on frame. I have no problems with 4Runners, Fluffy. I will precurse that. Even the new one. The new 4Runner is nice. It looks great. Toyota is one of the few people that are still making cars. Cars! Make freaking cars! Stop it! Stop making eggs with wheels. Anyway. You like your shoe. No, you don't. No, you don't. Stockholm Syndrome. No, you don't. You never get rid of your FJs. That's another good one. Yeah, FJs are fine. There ain't nothing wrong with those. Those are fine. It's a Toyota. It's not going to break. I'm saying that as Mr. American Car over here. It's not going to break. It's fine. And give cars more colors again. Dude, everything is gray, black, and white. Or some pastel gray. I'm like, this sucks, dude. This looks like freaking Blade Runner up in here. Like, come on. Bring back plum crazy purple, man. Plum crazy purple. Who started the SUV? Crossover SUV? Honda. Honda and Toyota did with the CRV and the RAV4. Anyway. Like that episode where Top Gear tried to break a Toyota. Yeah, strict. There you go. I saw a purple Cybertruck the other day. You know what, Lunpron? You guys want EJ's weird opinions? I don't have any problems with the Cybertruck. You know why? It's different. Yes, it's a box with wheels. I get it. Oh, believe me. And it's really funny to hear in the news that raccoons are mistaking them for dumpsters. That's hilarious. I still like it. I think it's cool. I don't mind it. I really don't. You know why? Because at least Elon had the balls to freaking try and make something that doesn't look like everything else. There it is. There it is. Sorry. Yeah, Mutter. Here. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Look at this. Ah, yeah. Phone sister, 71-month resub. That's real about the raccoons? I heard. That's what I heard, man. Hang on. There we go. Anyway. You'd never see an all-white car in the 50s. Maybe a Rolls Royce, but that's about it. Yeah, man. That's all I really want. I don't mind that guys, we could go put on our nostalgia glasses all day, and Lord knows that I was at this auto show. It was awesome. It was a great show. My point is that I really don't have a problem with electronics in new cars. I really don't. Like, I don't mind a computer, like an ECU controlling the fuel mapping on the motor. I don't have a problem with that. It's the design. Everything looks the same. I don't mind all the electronics and all the creature comforts and everything. That's cool. Like, I seriously don't have an issue with it. Would I prefer crank windows? Yes. Do most of my cars have crank windows? Yes. Do some of them have electric windows? Yes. Crank windows, very simple. My 97, that's the thing I drive the most, at least in the summer. I drive around the F2 shitty, or tough enough. I drive that around. Crank windows. Manual locks on the doors. Manual crank windows. Dude, the door has no electronics in it except for the speaker wire.
Discovery, go at throttle.
Pretty good. I like that, because if something breaks, it's easy to fix. Brandon, what's up? What's your last? When do you think they will install the ship quick disconnect arm on Tower 2? I think they'll put the SQD in when that's finished. You're going to need a big crane. You're going to need a big crane to put that SQD in. You don't want to disrupt operations down here. When this thing's good to go, they'll put the SQD in. Bob, 12-month resub. One dude went with a joke. Cybertruck rap with a dumpster fire theme. Or a dumpster theme. Complete with Rocket Raccoon. Dude, I'm in. That's hilarious, dude. I don't know what you're showing me there, King, but yeah. How about the Cyber Wagon? What's that? What the hell? What the heck is this? Hold on a sec. Wait a tick. Tesla revealed their Cyber SUV model in the new Sustainable Abundance video. Wait a minute. Hold up. The mini models can be seen in the back of Tesla Design Studio behind the Clay Cybercab in the video. Where the Tesla will release a Cyber SUV remains to be seen, but based on these models, they have at least thought about it and come up with some designs. Guys, this is the design. It's Sawyer Merritt. This is the design studio. This is where they come up with concepts, man. Those are just clay model concepts. They're not the... Next news. It's... Whatevs. Does anybody not know what, like, a design studio does? Like, what about the Pacifica Grizzly? What the hell is this? What is this? What the... Is it all-wheel drive? Pacifica Grizzly comes with all-wheel drive and adds a suspension lift at 2.75 inches in the front and 2.5 in the rear. They put a leveling kit into a Pacifica. That's just a Subaru. Jackie, that's just a Subaru. That's pretty funny, dude. Yeah, any word on the price point here? Oh. Subaru without the oiling issues. You know what, man? Do you want to know what the state of the game is? You want to know how bad the state of the game is? I applaud that. I applaud this behavior. You know why? It's not an egg. It's not a goddamn crossover SUV. It's a lifted van with all-wheel drive. You know what, man? I don't have a problem with it. I really don't. I'm good. I'm fine with it. It's not a crossover SUV. It's not a 5-door. I'm cool with it. I would never buy one, but I'm cool with it. All right? I'm not buying that. No way. Nah, I'm good. Nah, we good. Isn't it technically a 5-door? No, it has sliding doors. No, not a 5-door. Needs 35s in an LS. Oh my God. That beauty deserves a place on OnlyVans. Yes. Oh, did you guys want to hear something weird? So that Chrysler minivan is a Stellantis product, right? So Stellantis is a automotive manufacturing like conglomerate that owns a ton of different brands. Here, I have to look it up. So the company designs, manufactures, markets vehicles under 14 brands. Abarth, Alfa Romeo, Chrysler, Citroën, Dodge, DS, Fiat, Jeep, Lancia, Maserati, Opel, Peugeot, Ram Trucks, and Vauxhall. Right? So, wait, they do Vauxhall now too? Anyway. So you guys want to hear something interesting? Stellantis is headquartered in Hoofddorp, Netherlands. Well, the CEO now operates from Auburn Hills. Stellantis is moving to Michigan. Look. They operate, dude, technically headquartered in the Netherlands, but operations in Auburn Hills. Can you say Peugeot again? Peugeot. GM sold Vauxhall to Peugeot. Peugeot got bought by Stellantis. Peugeot. Peugeot. That's they're doing that to get away from paying so much in tariff fees. I mean, I mean, stream today, not taking the holiday? No. Dude, my entire month of August was a holiday, Arsenal. We need to get back to work, man. Some joker tried to tell me today that no aircraft in the Western world have Chinese parts. Okay. That's a subtle shirt reveal. Mandatory fun time. That guy's the man. That's very interesting. I don't know. I'm not trying to mention it to make a thing out of the thing, but it's very interesting that they They're operating out of Michigan now. That's kind of, I mean, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Try Peugeot. Peugeot. No. The Peugeot. I'm not, no, pick your automobile names, man. Not sure if you've seen, but I've been on a crash course learning about HP tuners. Nice. See last. Yeah, but a bit. About vehicle stuff. Have you seen this thing? What in the Euro trash is this animal? This is a bicycle. You can go 120 kilometers an hour with with just battery power. But it's a bicycle. Oscar Piastri's dad owns HP Tuners, by the way. Oh. That explains a lot. Speaking of Michigan, you ready for week 1 Lions at the Pack? Yeah, the Lions will win. Yeah, they'll win. Yeah, Bob, I wouldn't taking this up to 75 would up 75. No, that's not the California. Taking it up 75 would you'd die. Yeah. Yeah, that is a death wish. Care to put a gifted sub on that? Yeah, sure. I'll put 5 gifted subs on that. You understand that I have to root for Detroit, right? You ain't that rich? I mean, Detroit was already my second football team. Even before I met Bremo. Straight up. I've liked the Lions a long time. I remember the Caldwell era, dudes. I remember what it was like. It's not fun. Not fun.
Oh, this is space. I'm in
Go
space.
Pack. Go Pack, go. More like no Pack, no. Absolutely not. Bone Sister, did someone say 5 gifted subs? Yeah. Yeah. Somebody did. Technically, that was a tricycle. Yeah. You know what? Phaedra says, yeah, you're right. Because it had 3 wheels, it was a tricycle. Meet innovation.
Listen,
Funny.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Don't let this funny bike car distract you from the fact that Hector is going to be running 3 Honda Civics with spoon engines, and on top of that, he just went into Harry's and bought 3 T66 turbos with NOS and a Motec exhaust system.
Motec system exhaust. There was a McGregor moo, but nothing happened. And a Motec system exhaust. So what are you saying? You're just going to go around keeping everybody else's stuff? Yeah, because Dom, you know I can't lose again. You watched that a few days ago? It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
That's all right. I ain't losing. This fool's running a Honda 2000. You know, I'll win. Therefore, me and my dad can roll together when he gets out of prison. It's all good.
Yeah, we're gonna throw him right back in prison after he kills you. You can't bet your dad's car. Last ping for Italian food. Yeah, King, it's dumb. All right, it's dumb. I'm not clicking on that. See, Kraken, I do not see your last. Scrolling. I'm scrolling. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna scroll. Wrong. Try again. I don't see it. Nazalik, I'm great. How are you? Starship B1 gonna be like Danger to Manifold. Shut up! All right, what's this? You had some chicken parm and rigatoni. You didn't get this from the cafeteria, did you? Because it looks like you got this from the cafeteria. You made it yourself. Now I feel bad. Great. Lovely. You did a good job. Did you bread that chicken yourself? For real? You don't work at the cafeteria, do you? You know, you do? No, dude. Hey. And this is your first time making parm. For a first attempt, you did just fine. Was it good? Because that's all that matters. No, it's good. Excuse the cafeteria thing. That was just me being a dumbass. That's good. You did good. Cook your own damn food. Decent, your dad makes better. Good. So now you have something to strive for. Now you have something to work to. I'm going to give you 4 out of 5 stars so you have something to work to, boy. No, dude. Good. Seriously, because I was about to say, if you'd gotten that from the cafeteria, I was going to slap you. But since you made it, totally different ballgame. Different ballgame, different set of judgmental criteria. You know what I mean? I'm digging myself out of this hole. At least I think I am. No, good job, man. You should cook your own food. And if you ate it and if it was good, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Nah, frick you still. All right, that's fair. All right, that's fair. Yeah, deserved. Not going to sit here and pretend. No, yeah, that's fair. I'm Pignose, and this is my brother-in-law, Scott. He's visiting from Hoth. Yeah, YouTube chat's right. You need, next time, dude, take some Parmesan. Parmesan's easy. You store it at a college dorm. You store it in a little mini fridge. No problem. Take some Parmesan. Put some Parmesan on that. Put it on the sauce. Let the sauce go onto the chicken. A little bit. And you took cheese singles to do it. That's fine. Generally, with chicken parm, you want to use grated cheese. But if your singles are all you had, That's fine. That has parm on it already. Okay. Where? Baked into the crust. Oh, you put Parmesan in your breading. No, I'm talking about Parmesan garnish, man. You gotta garnish it. Gotta garnish that thing, man. But good job, dude. First attempt, did great, dude. For real. If you got that from the cafeteria, though, I would have slapped you. But good job on cooking for your first time. Good job, dude. You did good. I'm serious. Okay, like, sarcasm and being a jerk aside, that's good for a first attempt. Ethereal, apparently the Iowa-class battleships could have had 18-inch guns. Honestly, we know more about the Yamato. The Illinois and the Kentucky probably would have gotten 18-inchers. $10 super chat. Hey, 16-inch Cal 50 Mark 7 is fine. That's fine. That is enough to bring the thunder. You know what I mean? No, Nazlik, I haven't. On a scale of 1 to how Italian are you? Probably like, if this is full Italian, probably like somewhere in here. Not like down there, right? Not up here, like right there. Does that make sense? Like if this is like, hey, tu sei un pazzo, venite qui. Che cosa? Right? Like I'm down here somewhere. Like not there, not there, not there. Like right here. What the hell is that, Hired? 14 is enough. Temper, temper. Yeah. I got a piece of that battleship. I know what you mean. Reference acknowledged. Show us that Italian you are in Hearts of Iron. I've done that before. Still can't believe they flooded part of the Texas at D-Day to get more elevation on the guns. Yep. So you're in the mafia. Oh, Heitor, the mafia doesn't exist. At least the Italian one doesn't. I don't know what you're talking about. I've never heard of that in my life. It's really weird. Why would you say that? That's disparaging against Italians. I work in waste man. I work in content creation. Oh shh. I work in waste management. I work in waste management. All right, I have a very respectable business. Where the hell is Christopher? No, Bedojo. No, I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't recall these events at this time. I do consulting for Amazon. I'm an Amazon contractor. Is that a Bob Dylan impression? No, it wasn't, but this one is. You never seen The Sopranos? I keep my money in Campbell's soup cans. Yeah, where did I get that piece of Battleship Texas? I don't know. It fell off of a truck. Chicken parm is disparaging to real Italians. Well, hey, Smutty, you can't introduce them to good, like pure Italian food first. They'll get confused. It might ruin food permanently. So you start with Italian American food. That's fine. It's fine. What is a soprano? It's the person that sings with a high voice. I agree, Olive Garden is so good. Can we go back to talking about space stuff? Infinite breadsticks. What's not to love? What you? Not right. It's not right. It's wrong. It's wrong. Here, look at this instead. It's not right. Yeah, Daytal did. Italian pasta is a little bit different than Italian American pasta. Italian pasta, what the heck is it? I forget. They make their pasta with durum, I think. No, we make it with durum. It's different. Those, Bob, those are purge lines. They're not purge lines. They're pneumatic lines that take gaseous methane. I looked into it. These lines are pulling methane out of the system. So I don't know if you remember when Booster 7 had that carburetor backfire on the pad. That was installed as a mitigation to that system. How are the flames up behind the nose cones? Hold on. So what you're seeing is pressure. The drag gets created up in here, and it creates a vacuum. It, localized in this area, creates a vacuum that goes up instead of down. True story. It happens the entire way up, which is why there's thermal protection system down here. A lot of that, though, seems to be ice that's getting sucked down through the flame trench. If you look, it only really seems to be on this inner ring. So you can actually see that low pressure area. It's right there. See it? See how you can see the names of those raptors right there in the center? Okay, so there's a couple of different things going on with pressure here. The first one that's really, really easy to spot in this picture is obviously there's crazy low pressure right there. The pressure drop up in here where it says like E3 right there, E2 and E3 and E1. There's like 1 to 5 psi of pressure. There's nothing there. The Raptors suck all the pressure downward. The other crazy thing that happens here is, I told you guys this is ice, right? And I know what people are going to say. How the hell is ice getting there? Isn't ice out here? Well, yeah. When any rocket goes off inside of its pad right here, you're going to get a Venturi effect. The rocket engines are shooting air down so fast, right? They're shooting air down so fast it actually creates a vacuum and it sucks air down the flame trench. So what you're seeing here is the vacuum is getting created and there's a lot of low pressure up here. Air is getting sucked down through this crack right here, and it's taking the ice on the side of Super Heavy with it, and the ice is going in between the Raptor engines. Look, you can see right there, it's quite actually squeezing through the cracks. See? 1, 2, 3. Yep. That's ice that's getting pulled in. So the ice is falling down with gravity, and then the Bernoulli, the Venturi here is, in Bernoulli's principle, is pulling it directly inwards. See it? It looks like a jet of gas going there. Yeah, really weird, right? It's pulling it all in, and then there's like, dude, you're pretty much at vacuum on the back of the booster right here. You would, like, if you could stand right here, provided the sound and the heat wouldn't kill you, you'd suffocate. There's no air there. There's no air pressure. The rocket engines are pulling it all away. It's how vacuum engine ground test stands. Yeah, Uncle X, yeah. If you're doing if you want to test a vacuum optimized nozzle, you fire an engine in a gigantic Venturi like this and it makes low pressure. That's how they test upper stage engines, not SpaceX. That's how other people do it. SpaceX, they just take the vacuum optimized nozzle off and fire it. Bernoulli, Venturi, I thought we weren't talking Italian anymore. Che cosa? No English. The engines look dented. No, they're not dented. They're fine. They probably got dented when it hit the water a couple of minutes after this, but hey, whatever. Yeah, see, you could see that it's vacuumed in. It's being vacuumed in, pulling all that in. Same thing happened with the Saturn V, guys. Actually, if you want to see, it's very pronounced with the Saturn V just because it's a Saturn V. Here, I always like a good excuse to watch watch this.
We have been given the scientific knowledge,
Watch.
the technical ability,
And the materials to pursue the exploration of the universe. To ignore these great resources would be a corruption of a God-given ability.
10,
Watch.
9, ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3.
Oh, also, headphone users, this gets really loud and I'm not turning it down. So, headphone users. Headphone users. Now, once again, watch during engine ignition. All the flames from the overpressure will shoot out the duct right here, and then it'll get sucked right back down.
2, 1, 0. All engine running.
See? Went right back down. The explosion went up and then went right out. See? Look, right there. That's nice. Dash 9, yep, that's right. Where can I find this footage? This footage is on YouTube. Just Saturn V launch, it's around. Why don't we have these umbilical cords anymore? SLS has umbilicals like that, dudes. Oh yeah. SLS has umbilicals like that. Oh. Hold on. Oh, okay. All right. All right. All right. What were the A and B variants? Of what? See Kraken. See last. What's up? Yeah. What do you need? What's on your mind? Speaking of dented, not sure if this was a real picture, but it might have been a business end of ship 37 floating in the water. It was ship 31. S1 stages. They're probably okay. So Sea Kraken, little bit of Apollo history here. You know how we have like a Block 1 and a Block 2 starship, right? There was a Block 2 Saturn V. Yeah. They didn't call it that though. It had the they were called, I believe they were called F1As. It's been a while. There was an uprated version of the F1. This updated version, this Block 2 Saturn V, once again, that's not what it's called. Like, nobody called it that. I don't know why, but they didn't call it that. It's an F1A, and that allowed, so that version of Saturn V flew Apollo 15, 16, and 17. And that's why those missions had like the lunar roving vehicle, for instance, and were able to stay out on the moon for a lot longer because they had an uprated Saturn V. Yeah, that's what it was called, uprated. Sorry, I had to dust off the cobwebs up there. Yeah, the F1A is beast. It fixed a lot of the pogo, or well, not necessarily pogo. It fixed a lot of the oscillation problems that were associated with the pogo oscillations that were induced on the early Saturn V. So Apollo 4, Apollo 6, even Apollo 13 had some problems with it. Yeah, that's the yeah, uprated is what it was called. Yeah. That's the difference. Now, S1C-9, dude, I'll be honest, I forget which mission that flew. I'd have to look it up. Wikipedia is pretty good for this stuff. S1C-9, so Apollo 13. So that's still a baseline. The uprated one flew on 15 first. This one right here. What's the performance increase like? Please hold. It's here. I know it's on here. Derp-a-derp. This one says Apollo 9 through 17. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I mean, Wikipedia is usually pretty good at this, so I know that those are uprated missions. That part is right, but maybe they started flying it earlier. So there's your differences right there. So 263, it's slightly more efficient. 263 seconds specific impulse, 165 second burn time. You're still running the same 70 bar chamber pressure with the expansion ratio is the same, 16 to 1. Yeah, slightly heavier. But 6770 out of the box. 1.52 million pounds of thrust. That's pretty damn good, dude. Yeah, that's the difference between bringing the Jeep with you or the Rover with you and not. Yeah, the F1B, that's right, Greg. The F1B was supposed to be SLS's boosters, but yeah, that didn't happen. Yeah, F1B engine had a design goal to be at least as powerful as the what? No. That's wrong. I know that's wrong. The resulting F1B engine is intended to produce 1.8 million pounds of thrust, 8,000 kilonewtons. Nice. Nice. The nomenclature in that article is not exactly right. It's not AI slop, it's just the continuity in the article is not great. I know that the F1A flew, and that the way that article said it didn't. It's definitely, they definitely flew the F1. It has baffling in the injector plate. They definitely flew that. Pretty damn sure. Did the J2 get an upgrade like that? The F1 upgrade was out of necessity, dude. I don't know if the J2's ever experienced something like that. I'd have to go look. How old is that engine compared to the Raptors? Well, Tyler, the F1 engine is from the Apollo program, so it's 55 years old. A Raptor, so F1 engines make 70 bar of chamber pressure, 16-to-1 expansion. I forget what Raptor expansion is. So Raptor makes 300 bar chamber pressure, 300 as opposed to 70. I don't think the expansion ratio is 16-to-1 though. It's a little different. Either way, the crazy thing is that the F1 engine makes 6,700 kilonewtons of thrust. Raptor engines make about 2,300. 2,300 kilonewtons of thrust. It's between 23 and 24. So, despite a Raptor engine having 4 times the amount of chamber pressure, it makes a third of the thrust. Rocket science do be weird like that. Yeah, Raptors are way smaller. Wiki's not a good source for primary research. I would, if I was doing a paper nowadays, if I was writing a paper for school or something nowadays, ARJ, I wouldn't use it.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Dude, I pointed out an error. I know that error, I know it's wrong. It said the F1A wasn't flown. Of course the F1A was flown. That was their solution to the baffling injector. That and Pogo, like, that was... Their solution was baffling the injector plate to get rid of Pogo oscillations. They had the same problems on Apollo, or very similar problems on the early Apollo, early Saturn missions as Flight 7 did with Starship. Same idea. How well could you throttle an F1? No. No. You cannot throttle an F1. F1 had 2 settings, on and off. It's about as solid rocket booster as a liquid rocket booster could be. It has 1 setting, on. That's it. Yeah, you use Wikipedia to go find the real sources. That's right. It's a glossary of sources if you really want to know the cheat code there. So no throttle back for Max Q? No. Guys, fellas, yeah, you're really putting my F1 knowledge to the test here. Yeah, Rocket Guy, that was always my thing, dude. The Saturn V had like 1.1 TWR at liftoff. You're not... It's a negligible max Q. You don't need to throttle the engines back. The TWR is so slow. You're getting insane gravity losses there. But yeah, the Saturn V is basically brute forcing itself to the moon, but that's another story. Starship, on the other hand. Yeah. No, you got to throttle those engines back. I mean... So... You guys want to see something? You guys want to hear something crazy, all right? Look. This thing is about double the thrust of a Saturn V. It takes 33 Raptors to equate out to about 10 F1 engines. This thing has double the thrust. So 10 F1 engines could do what those 33 Raptors are doing. But I don't think, and here's the thing about Raptor, you would not be able to package 10 F1 engines in a 9-meter core. No way. They would melt each other. Part of the reason why the Saturn V had those little nacelles on the back, guys, is because you have to keep those F1s spread apart from each other. F1s put out an insane amount of heat. Yeah, they radiate heat like crazy. So much so that they had to wrap the 5 engines in asbestos to get them to fly and prevent them from melting each other on the from the inside out. Yeah, or from the outside in, I should say. F1's gimbal. So Vargon, I don't know. I tell people this, and it either ruins the Saturn V or makes it cooler. So the Saturn V has 4 F1s on the outside and 1 F1 in the center, right? The 4 gimbal. This center engine has no gimbal. It stays fixed. Yeah, the 4 outer engines on Saturn V. Those are the ones that go up, down, and left, right. Yeah, that either ruins the Saturn V for some people or makes it cooler. I mean, that really, there's a bunch of reasons why. Why gimbal the 5th engine? There's no point in doing that. Another thing is that pretty late in your critical design review, what would become a CDR, they added a 5th engine to the Saturn V. It was supposed to be the Saturn IV. Oh yeah, not a lot of people know that. It was supposed to be a Saturn IV. It's only supposed to be 4 engines. They added a 5th when they realized they needed the extra kick to get it off the pad. Now, don't get me wrong. They didn't just do a SpaceX and just like duct tape a 5th one to it. They figured out that mass would be a big limiting constraint in the Saturn V's design pretty well through design, but before manufacturing. So we never saw a Saturn V with 4 engines. It was that design never even got close to being manufactured. But it was pretty late in the critical design phase. So like right before they started making stuff, somebody was like, we should probably put another. Actually, if you guys really want to know, it was Von Braun. Von Braun said we should put another one on. And yeah, some of the NASA engineers were like, that's dumb. And he's like, dude, I'm Von Braun. Shut up. And they're like, all right, that's a good point. What was the gimbal range? On the Saturn V, it's not much. You didn't need much. That's a big, tall building. It doesn't need much to turn that whole damn thing. Technically, then it could throttle via cosine loss. Yeah, I suppose, Sea Kraken. Sure. On the Saturn V, don't some of the engines cut off to reduce G's after it loses weight? They would shut the center engine down, Ponesister, but that's not for throttleability purposes. They shut the center engine down because of pogo. Because believe it or not, even by Apollo 17, even with the baffled F1 motor, they really still didn't figure out pogo entirely. Shutting down the engine was a way to prevent the harmonic frequencies that are associated with rockets that have low fuel going at very high speeds. The really plain Jane way of explaining this is like, okay, when the rocket has fuel lines that go down through it, right? When it's full of fuel, the fuel line wants to vibrate, but it's submerged in your propellant, so you don't need to worry about that as much, right? It dampens out the vibrations. When you get higher in the ascent corridor, right, and you get towards main engine cutoff, like with the Saturn V, the lines will start moving around because the fuel drains and it's replaced by ullage gases, right? So the lines will start jittering around all over the place. Their solution to dampen out these vibrations was to shut an engine off. If this sounds familiar, this is what happened to Flight 7 with Starship, guys. Yeah, happened to Flight 7, this exact problem. History repeats itself. Arsenal, you all right? You gonna be all right, man? I don't know if you already talked about this, but what are your thoughts on the new test rig at McGregor? I haven't really seen it, no good. And Von Braun said, nah, No, we're not doing that. They're like, we could do it with 4 engines. He's like, no. No. That's dumb. We should have 5. So, yeah, that's a little word on engine ignition and rockets, etc., etc. Check your last. Okay. What was the gimbal range, though? I don't know. Let's find out. My deep memory core is telling me 5, but I don't know for sure. Is there literature you'd recommend for the Apollo program? What are you trying to read? What are you trying to learn about? My go-to for Apollo is over here. It's on the bookshelf. Get it up there. 3rd shelf, red leather spine. Figure put it there probably 15 years or so ago. Figure it hasn't moved since. Paper patching. State of the art. This is the one you want. Rocket Ranch by Jonathan Ward. That'll tell you some stuff. I love that film. Yeah, the moment you think you got it figured, you wrong. You have a nice book over here with the red leather spine, though, if you really want to read about it. Over here. That's from a guy named W.B. Hokey. Figure you still watch the stream from time to time here. Check this one out, Red Leather Spine, Air Age Education Series, all about the National Advisory Committee on Aeronautics. Teach you all you need to know about wings. Different types of flaps. All kinds of good stuff in here. Yeah, the world ain't what it seems, is it, Gunny? Failure's not an option is good. Right Stuff is good. Ignition is fantastic. Flight by not by Gene Kranz, by Chris Kraft. Amazing. Those are all really good books. All right, guys. That's it for the Space News cycle for right now. We're still coming off the highs of Flight 10, and it was a good flight. That's for sure. Yeah, exactly, Rocket. It really depends on what you want to learn. What are you fixing to learn? Flight 11 this week, right? I would say Flight 11 is probably fourth week of September, first week of October. So the week of September 28th through October 4th. That's my guess. I mean, they have to retool that OLM. They have to retool the OLM to test Ship 38. That's a big one. Did you already cover ULA stacking Atlas 551 for Kuiper 3? I talked about it very, very, very briefly when we looked at next upcoming flights on Next Space Flight, William. Yeah, they started stacking Kuiper 3 on Atlas. That's scheduled to launch later this month. How well do you think Flight 12 is going to do? I think Flight 12 will do just fine. I think, I think it'll do just fine. One thing that didn't go right was the NSF Starbase update. What do you mean, ship watching? The F1A never did fly, only a slightly uprated version of the F1. Yeah, see, it was the uprated. Yeah, okay, I was confusing the uprated and the F1A. I wasn't expected to be quizzed on Saturn V engines today, but yeah, okay, cool. So F1A and the uprated one are different. Got it. Got it. Yeah, probably should have known that, but hey, it is what it is. They had big issues with bitrate when it premiered. Oh no. They took it down. The quality of it is pretty weird. YouTube did something. Oy. Oh, that's not great. Rocky, I've been super busy with the new job, which is great, but should be back at it tonight. Oh, nice, Rocket Guy. You're going to stream tonight? I don't care if you say it here. It doesn't bother me. Now, that's not an open invitation for anybody else. You all, the rest of you aren't Rocket Guy, okay? The rest of you ain't Rocket Guy. What do you think is the better option? Static fire, ship first, or booster? Ship. I would do the ship first, Smile. The reason why I would do the ship first is because the booster's already been fired now, hasn't it? Okay, so I'm not trying to speak in riddles and stuff. So the booster that everybody thinks the next flight, Flight 11, the booster that everybody thinks is going to fly that is 15, Booster 15 on its second flight. It'll be a reuse, right? They're going to reuse 15. The two boosters, well, they have three boosters teed up. They have Booster 12, Booster 15, and Booster 17. Booster 17 is uncompleted. It's just in pieces. They haven't put anything on it. So that's probably getting scrapped. Booster 12, I do believe that is the first thing they ever caught. That's the first one. That's the first booster that ever got caught. I do believe that's probably going into the Rocket Garden. And that would mean that SpaceX has a modicum of respect for some of their flight heritage after scrapping SN15, which still pisses me off. So it's probably not 12. It's definitely not 17. So it's going to be Booster 15. All right. So that already has flight heritage. You know that thing. You know it works. Okay. Get that Block 2 Starship out there. Tool that thing up. Put it on the test stand. You know, with your adapter plate and everything. Get that thing ready to go. Send that back. Install the rest of the thermal protection system. Reconfigure the pad. Get the booster out there. Maybe do a static fire of it if you really want to. And then go. I think they're going to do ship first because 15's already been fired. It's already flown. That's plenty of static firing, dude. Can you list every sacred thing at Starbase? Probably not. Honestly, keeping flight heritage is a bit overrated. You think the Starship adapter would fit on the new pad as a backup to Massey's test stand in case Ship 36 happens again? No, Brendan. No. After Ship 38, they'll probably scrap it. Yeah, no good. I'm sure I could read the NSF upstairs Discord and figure out what happened there. It's all good. Thanks, man. When do you think they're going to stop static firing the booster in the ship like current Falcon 9? Whenever it's ready, ship. I know that seems like a non-answer, but it's whenever the hardware is matured enough to do something like that. Do you think SpaceX will make a more dedicated adapter for Pad B in case anything happens at Massey's? No. Massey's is for Block 3 ships from now on, dudes, except for cryo and tank testing. They're going to throw away that adapter. SpaceX pretty much just going to forget the Block 2 design existed. All right, dudes, any other questions? I mean, once again, keep in mind, all this stuff that I'm saying is just my opinion. I don't know. It might be, I'll admit, my track record for predicting Starship stuff has not been great lately. I've gotten some stuff right, but I've gotten a lot of stuff wrong. I got Massey's wrong because I didn't really take into account that they would retool it for Block 3, but they did. So, do you think Flight 11 will be orbital? Ari, I'm kind of hoping it'll be orbital, but my gut's telling me it's not. But I hope it will be. Does that make sense? Can you name every stage that has used AJ-10 engines? Apollo CSM, Delta K, Delta 2 upper stage, Space Shuttle. I want to say Titan Trans stage, but I'm not sure. I think that's all of them. There's probably more. Orbital Flight 11 would redeem Block 2. Though Flight 10 did that to a large degree. I agree. Yeah. Hey, Newtopia, what's going on? You missed Orion. Sorry. Easy to forget about it. It doesn't fly very much. When next flight? I'm saying fourth week of September, first week of October. You think SpaceX trusts it? I don't think it's about trusting it, Ari. I think it's about the data. If the prior data, if the last flight and the last testing criteria indicated that you'd be good for an orbital flight, do it. I would want more data on Raptor relights. If it was me in that position, if I was controlling the Starship program, I would want a little bit more on Raptor in flight. Maybe one more flight. Then go for it. You're still risking it a lot here. Now, if all the Block 2, if Flight 7, 8, and 9 had worked, and they all made it into space, and they all did a Raptor relight, I would say go for it right now. Vanguard, also Thor Able, a couple more remedial. Yeah, nobody's perfect. For the case you have not seen it yet, what is this, W? Oh, the student launches. That's cool, man. Very neat. They watch the stream and now they have to change that to say EJ's wrong. Yeah, maybe. You think Block 2 orbital would even give great data because next flight is Raptor 3? Ari, see, that's what you got to ask yourself, right? And that's why my gut's telling me no. What do you gain from sending that thing orbital? The only thing, and we talked about this a little bit when I was playing Stationeers a little bit earlier, and we'll get back to playing Stationeers in a second. But okay, so think about it. What are you going to gain here? All right, what are you gaining? What I would want to gain by sending that orbital is getting a Block 2 back. Now, what does that mean? Landing it in the Gulf, get it orbital, so you know, like I said, I kind of want a little bit more on Raptor relights. I trust that the payload bay mechanism is going to work just fine. I don't have any problems with that. I don't really have any problems with the booster. I think booster 15 will do just fine. The booster team locked in, man. In fact, the fact that we have plumbing problems with Starship and not the booster is ridiculous. But hey, whatever. Or they fixed them. But Have you played No Man's Sky? No, but I know about the ship expansion, Blue Benji. It looks pretty cool. I would want to get a starship back. Getting a Block 2 ship back by landing it in the Gulf, or just paving a spot next to the pad, or paving a flat area near the pad or something and landing it there, which they probably would never do. I think that would really, really, really be the difference. That's what you do with a Block 2 if you wanted to get more data out of it. Nothing is as good as getting your hands on the flight hardware. In fact, I said this a little bit earlier. I'll say it again. So if you're here for the Stationeer stuff and you heard this, well, sorry, I'm going to repeat myself here. Even SpaceX back in the day, just getting their boosters back, not even reusing them, added a layer of reliability to the Merlin engines that nobody else had. Nobody else still has. Because nobody else reuses their stuff. Just saying. Maybe Rocket Lab, maybe, right? But even getting your hands on flown hardware helps immensely because it helps you corroborate your telemetry. You know, you could have a bad stream of telemetry. Your sensor could be bad, right? And if your sensor's bad and it gives you bad telemetry and you lose the vehicle, well, okay, whatever. You know, you're never going to know. But if you get that back and can physically inspect that sensor and be like, oh, yep, nope, no wonder this part failed. It says made in Japan. Oh, sorry, Back to the Future reference. Then you know, like even something as simple as that, dude, that can make a difference. I think what SpaceX really, really wants to get their hands on is some flown to space hardware. So if you're going to do, I don't think they will for what it's worth, but if you're going to do something crazy with Flight 11, land it in the Gulf. Land it in the same area they've been soft landing super heavies. All right? And then go and get it. And then bring it back. It's very clear that starships can survive a water landing to an extent. Big asterisk next to an extent. Let me get you the picture. Hold on. I gotta go find the dang thing. Here it is. Got it. Very clear that you could get them back. You could get some pretty good tile data from this. I'm just saying. And getting some engines that have been to orbit and back. That might be useful. Put SN-15 legs and land it in the roundabout. Yeah, there you go. Didn't they recover this? That's ship 31 dissipated. No. This is footage from a drone. I wouldn't get near this. Your methane tank's still pressurized. You know, I could tell. The gas diffuser is damaged and it's leaking the ullage propellants out, and the ullage propellants are catching on fire.
Discovery.
So those tanks are still at pressure. I would not get near this. Nope. Let it sink and then get it out of the water. That's safer. I'm dead serious. Way safer that way. Isn't the bottom LOX? LOX is over here. Nervous. That's the methane tank, but the diffuser on the top, dude, look, it's spewing fire. So that it I don't think there's LOX in this. It's methane, gaseous methane from the autogenous pressurization is being shot out the top from the gas diffuser. That's the same thing that failed on flight 8? No, flight 9. Flight 9. In this particular case, though, I'm pretty sure it failed because, you know, but it clearly found a source of ignition. The gaseous methane found a source of ignition is leaking. The point is that this is under pressure. I would not get near this because there's no way to stabilize it. So that's probably the reason why we haven't recovered any of these things, or why SpaceX hasn't recovered any of these things. I mean, that's once again, that's just a guess. I don't know. It is really freaking cool to see that thing floating, though. I will say, these pictures that Elon posted last week are awesome. I wish we could have gotten this with, or I wish we could get these pictures with Flight 10. I want to see Ship 37. I'll bet you Ship 37 is almost, if not as intact, if not more. Does the tub thing have a motor? No, no. I don't think it does. Link? Sure. Have SpaceX attempted to catch a simulated ship yet during a flight test? There was some speculation that the last one did that, dude. But I don't know for sure. Yeah, see? Do that. Do that with a ship that's landed by the Gulf. Get Jill out there and go and lift it out. Just like that. Get some data on those tiles, dude. Sucks that the upper stage blows up when it falls into the water. Well, repairing, that's the other thing, dude. So I was talking about this with Chad, and you know, the more I think about it, the more I don't think it... Sorry, excuse me. The more I think about it, the more I don't think it's the stupidest idea. Putting a couple of those flip-out legs that they had on SN15, make a couple more of those. Put those on there, and just pave a landing pad somewhere. Pave a landing pad somewhere near the launch site. Land it next to Starhopper or something. I don't know. There's plenty of open space. You know, you would ideally want one of these things back down in one piece. Not with the front ripped off, not sunk down at the bottom of the ocean, nothing like that. You'd ideally want this thing, well, like that. And water landings will ruin the front of the ship, right? Like, we know that. Do you have any big holes that need to be dug? Well, I mean, SN15 didn't... I mean, rocket engines are abrasive, but SN15 didn't put any holes in the ground, dude. Right? Like, I mean, why not try something nutty like that? You know, put three of those little flip out landing legs there, and if it tips over, it tips over. So what? You have flight hardware right in front of you. You know, like, hard to believe they couldn't learn something from a full recovery. I think that's really what they need. That's really the next thing for the tile team. Now, with all that being said, fellas, I'll bet you Flight 11 is just a duplicate of Flight 10. I bet you it's just the same thing. That's what my gut is telling me. Do the same thing again. But I don't know. My predictions have not been the best for Starship this year.
Discovery.
There are years where I've gotten it right. And then there's this year. Like Zach and you know, Scott Manley have been way better at their predictions than me. My predictions have not been great.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
PHP with a 12-month resub. Rojo Mojo with a 28-month. And Deepic with a 59er. Thanks, guys. I agree, especially considering the last 3 flights. Balbon, yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. You think they put real Starlinks in this time? That might be something that they do, Panta. Yeah, sure. Rojo, yeah, I want to remember that Ship 31 tipped over. It broke apart in the methane tank. And it didn't technically explode. Ship 37 exploded. No, Ship 31 did the same. 37 and 31 did the same thing, dude. The header tanks exploded. Hey, Ephemeral Phase. Welcome to the flight controllers. Thank you for that membership, dude. Big fan of the drone on David Bowie. Yeah, right. On the buoy. That's pretty cool. The little kiddie pool. The buoys are actually intended for boat racing as turn markers. SpaceX, once again, off-the-shelf stuff, dude. It rules. Why reinvent the wheel? Something like that floats out in the middle of the ocean and stays put, that's already been made. Just use that. What do you think is going to happen once SpaceX gets to Mars? Do you think that people will discredit it and call it AI? Sure. Yeah, Joe, they already are. People are already saying booster catches are fake. Whatever. Static electricity, dude. Oh, not electricity, just static. Fanta, oh, you just unlocked the USS Worcester's CL-144 in World of Warships.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Worcester, CL-144. That sounds like a Des Moines class? If not a Baltimore? No, CL. No, it can't be that. It's got to be a Brooklyn or something. Fanta. What is it? What class of ship is it? Brooklyn or a Cleveland, I'd guess. Always idle, 9-month resub. Thanks, man. We got a Twitch baby. Just block the haters and the doubters. No, Dan, I'm not going to block them. I'm not. Oh, it's just a Worcester class. Huh. Hold on. Let me read here for a moment. The Worcester class was a series of light cruisers used by the Navy, laid down in 1945 and commissioned in 48-49. They and their contemporary, the Des Moines class heavy cruisers, were the last all-gun cruisers built for the U.S. Navy. Whoa, 3 double barrels up front. What are we running up here, Panther? Eight inchers, perhaps? I'm not familiar with those turrets. Huh. What guns she got here? I'm going to guess those are double barrel 8s. Nope, double barrel 6-inch cal 47. And then 11 3-inch cal 50. 6-inch? Interesting. Yeah, Des Moines classes are cooler anyway. Yeah, baby. How about some triple barrel autoloader 8s? Triple barrel 8s, baby. How big do you want? That's pretty damn. Now I know people are saying, "Well, EJ, but the Yamato and the 18-inch guns and the Iowas with the 60." Bro, those are self-loading 8-inch barrels on a heavy cruiser. That's ridiculous. This is a proper frick you up ship at close range. Once again, auto loaders. Boom, 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 boom. Freaking semi-automatics, man. Those 8-inch have auto loaders on them. Dude, it shoots quick. Very fast. And then it's got 6 triple barrel 5-inch cal 38 Mark 38s. Yeah, those things right there. I learned this on the Battleship New Jersey YouTube channel. Those 8-inch triple barrels that are on Baltimore's and Des Moines classes, right? Or were. There's only one left. It's the Salem, and it's near my house. I saw those guns the other day, believe it or not. They were prototypes for the Montanas, guys. So that would be the 16-inch cal 50 Mark 8. The turrets that would have been on the Montana, that's where they were going with it. Auto-loading 16-inch guns. Because frick you. And frick everyone on that beach over there. See that beach? Frick that beach. That beach is now a harbor. All right? We dredged it with 16-inch shells. What beach? No, there ain't no beach there anymore. It's a harbor now. We made a bunch of craters. Now you can sail ships in there. Frick everyone in that general direction, you know? Battleship New Jersey is an excellent YouTube channel. Excellent. The best if you want to learn about naval engineering. See that beach over there? Yes, sir. I don't want to see it anymore. Okay. Copy. Can we throw tea in the harbor? We can always throw tea in the harbor. Tea in the harbor is always welcomed here. The Salem or Des Moines got within 10 miles of a Yamato, ripped the Yamato. Dude. I mean, I know people, this thing may not have the biggest guns in the fleet, right? But, see, CA-139, that is the Salem. That's the Salem. I saw that ship. That's the last That is the last all-gun heavy cruiser in existence. And it's in Quincy. It's at the Four River Shipyard. Anything that gets near that dies. Because they shoot, the fire rate on those is insane. And it's 8 inch. That's 203 millimeter. That's each one of those is a howitzer going off. No big deal. I mean, howitzer's a 155. That's even bigger. Like, call me a nut bar. Call me a nut bar. I'm just an armchair general. I know nothing. I play a lot of Hearts of Iron, okay? Having something like that in a littoral role might not be the stupidest idea. I'm just putting it out there like squids. I don't know. You tell me. Having something like that might be pretty good. Bullets are really inexpensive to make. Just saying. Like, I don't know. I've never served. I'm just saying, that beach is over there, and there's people on it that we don't like, and we don't want people on it that we don't like, and there you go. What year was this? 50s. Late 40s, early 50s. I love my tea before a cause that goes in the harbor. There you go. Might as well use an Iowa at this point. Yeah, there you go. Bullets are inexpensive until Lockheed finds out you want to buy some bullets. All right. That's pretty funny. The Texas Gangsta Lean was awesome too. Article, I'll say it once, I'll say it again, man. I am honored to have a piece of the USS Texas in my possession. Temper, baby. This is a piece of the Texas's outer hull. The belt, when they restored the ship. They was in dry dock recently. And this showed up in my P.O. box, and it's one of my favorite things that I have. Thickness, 1/2 inch. Easily. Yeah, it's 1/2 inch. 12.7 millimeter. Do they still sell them? I believe it was for a limited time. Somebody got this for me, and it showed up in my P.O. box, and this is one of the cooler things that I've gotten. I have a piece of the Texas, baby. That's cool, man. I didn't see you playing with your toys again. Good! I'm from Texas, and I don't have a piece of it. Yeah, well, Panta, consider us even because you have an aircraft carrier that's ours. Yeah, see that thing? The thing that's in Corpus? Yeah, that's ours. So, consider us even. Okay, you have one of our aircraft carriers. I would like that back, please. Temper. Dude, I always get that confused. Is Temper New Jersey? It's the New Jersey. The Gangsta Lean from Texas is different. I always get them confused for some reason. And that's entirely on me. You're just going to have to excuse me. Not counting the Kennedy. I don't want to talk about that. It's the Wisconsin. Yeah, it's one of the Iowas in Korea. I always get that confused with the Gangster Lean, dude. For some reason, just those two kind of just became one in my mind. Don't know why. Always get it wrong. Gotten it wrong like 4 or 5 times on stream at this point. And I always have to have this weird, awkward conversation like right now. I'll still get it wrong. I'll still get it wrong next week. Sorry. Don't know. Speaking of stealing stuff, did they ever move Columbia? What do you mean, Sussy? The Columbia's in the VAB. If you really want to know, it's in the VAB or what's left of it. I live near the Lexington. You ain't getting it back. Hey, if you guys can put in some legislature co-opting a damn space shuttle from DC, I want my damn aircraft carrier back. No, you guys can keep it. It's cool. I'm just happy someone's keeping it afloat and it didn't become frickin' refrigerators. I'll take it. Yeah, you guys didn't turn it into a bunch of fridges. You guys can have it. It's all good. Yeah, baby. What's the rarest memorabilia that still exists today that can never be replaced? The rarest memorabilia that I have? Can't say. Sorry, guns. Classified. Dude, I that's like the 5th time I've gotten that temper thing wrong, Hangman. I don't know why my brain does that, but I'm usually good at recalling information. For some reason, that information gets fragmented in my brain all the time. Someone put an escalator in the Lexington. The escalator doesn't work anymore. Huh? Enterprise is still your favorite shuttle. You saw it in Vandenberg on top of the 747. Really, Jim? There was only that was a very specific finite window in time where you could have seen that. That's pretty cool, man. We what are we talking about? Are we talking about we talking about a little bit of this here? Is that what we're talking about? Talking about a little bit of that, Jim? You know, a little bit of that right there. You know, a little bit of this. Discovery, no. Discovery never moved. Discovery's still at the Smithsonian. It's going to be at the Smithsonian, and if anybody moves it, they're an idiot. I'm old enough to watch the glide test on TV on a department store TV section. Right on, man. Some Enterprise action right there. Yeah, baby. Very nice. Oh, this is one of my favorite pictures from the shuttle program. Got a nice W250 right there. We got a K5 Blazer, Econoline, Airstream, Space Shuttle. It looks like we got a Nissan Hardbody or something over there. I don't know what that is. I don't really care. I want this one. Shave the hillside. Yeah, they had to, dude. In fact, that's how Yeah, dude. I don't know if you guys... It's been a while. But there was a time on stream where I did Space Newses where we kind of figured out stuff about, the shuttle program. And we figured it out just by looking at Google Earth. So if you go over here to Slick 6, right? It's pretty obvious to see where the space shuttle was supposed to go. Because there's cuts. There's cuts in the terrain to fit the wings. Like that picture that I just showed you is right here. It's that corner. And that picture was a guy standing right here when Enterprise came up this road. And the reason why it came up this road is because this building right here is the orbiter processing facility for Vandenberg. Because Slick 6 was supposed to be a frigging shuttle launch complex, and it kills me every time to explain this. It kills me every freaking time. Slick 6 was an entire shuttle launch complex that was built out at Vandenberg Air Force Base that the Air Force sunk like $2 billion into in 1985. And then in early 1986, after Challenger happened, right? After Challenger happened, the Air Force pulled out of the program. They pulled out of the shuttle program and promptly abandoned a $2 billion launch facility that they just built. It was operational. They were at pad deluge testing. In fact, Discovery had a mission on the books, STS-62A, that was supposed to launch in May of 1986 from Vandenberg. It had passed all fitment testing, and that's why Enterprise was being towed there, because they used Enterprise for fitment testing. Correction, that pitch was taken here. That cut is still in the road. What? No, it was... I don't think so, Vec. I mean, it could have been further down the road, maybe. I mean, the cut is there. That's the next thing I was going to say, but that's not the same road. That's 3 lanes wide. Look, the road is your giveaway. I think that picture probably is taken right where you're talking about. That one, sure. Look at the road. It's 2 lanes on one side, single on the other. But if you go look back at the... Oh, crap, you're abs... I don't know, man. You might be right. I could have sworn this was 2 lanes, but... Ah, crap. Are you sure, dude? Yeah, it could have been there, but... Dude, I'm pretty sure this other shot is going uphill. Yeah, but that's only a 2-lane road. Yeah, you're probably right, man. Rick, I'm getting rusty. This is, dude, August has me gone, I've gone soft. This is bullcrap. I gotta fix this. I'm getting too many things wrong, man. Dude, what happens when you take too much time off from streaming? At least for me. No hill on the left either. No, you guys are right. I'm pretty sure that's correct. See, we got, dude, we got to refocus. That's why I wanted to get back to the regular schedule for September, man. I'm going soft, man. That's no good. Don't worry. We're going to hit it guns blazing. We'll get back to form. Don't worry. Daily quizzes now. Hey, if that's what needs to be done, man. What's happening this evening? I think we should go play Stationeers. Who are you? Dude, this is... Yeah, see? I did too much normie stuff during August, man. This is bullcrap. We did too much normie stuff. This is unacceptable. Now I'm pissed off. Not at you, Vec, or anybody else. I'm pissed off because I'm getting too much stuff wrong. Can't have that. Can't have that, dude. No, absolutely not. We gotta re-energize the TISM, man. We gotta re-energize it. We have to cultivate it. We have to weaponize it. Still stressed that VA could lose the shuttle. No one's moving that damn thing, Yum Food. No one's doing it. Let's be real. No one's doing it. They can write as many laws as they want. No one's doing that. No one is doing that. Maps are my TISM. I got you. Thank you. Thank you. But I appreciate the allocated TISM, dude. What the hell are we talking about? Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. I'll tie myself to the shuttle. Dude, no one's moving it. They can't move it. There's no 747 to do it. They retired all of them. If Houston wanted another shuttle, you should have made more damn shuttles. How about that? You're not going to legislate your way into rewriting history. That's bullshit. Oop, excuse me. Sorry. It's my fault. I'll time myself out for a second. My fault. Okay, timeout done. Seriously though, you wanted orbiters, should have made more orbiters. Your whole idea was to make more of these things. You should have made more of them. Simple as that. Sorry, it's not gonna tool out that way. It belongs in the Smithsonian. I don't know, considering their track record. In Aqualex, you don't seem like one that's gonna let them get away with that, are you? I'm pretty sure that's not how that works either. So don't worry about it. It ain't going nowhere. That's what I'm saying. I ain't letting that slide. No. And dude, like, that's great. That's more funding for space. That's fine. But I don't want funding like that, dude. You could go use that money for something else. Like, if it's gonna be like more money for what I'm trying to say is that I'm usually good with more money being spent on NASA. Right? They allocated like 70 to 80 million dollars for this, dude. I would rather not have that money than have it and like waste our time doing that. How many times is EJ going to say that? How many times is EJ going to say that? I do not want more money for NASA. How many times am I going to say that? All right. That's how dumb that idea is. That's how stupid that idea is. How about we don't do that? You know? Clip it. Yeah, right? It still makes me laugh that it would be cheaper to restart production, build a new orbiter, and fly it there than move an existing one. If you wanted more space shuttles for more museums, you should have made more space shuttles. This ain't rocket science, dude. Just saying. Rockwell was tooled up. They even offered you to build another one for nothing. Yes, you heard that right. You heard that right. Now, this I know for a fact. This isn't me pulling this out of my tail. When Congress went to allocate another orbiter after the Challenger disaster in the late 80s, Rockwell said, if you replace Challenger with another orbiter, we will build 2 for the price of 1. We will build you 2 orbiters for the price of 1 just to keep our production lines going. And NASA said no. That's not bullcrap. That actually happened. They wanted to build another Endeavor. They had enough spare parts to build another one. They said no. They said no. What are you doing? Not to be a dick. I'm just curious. Any idea if there's an actual source for that? I'd have to go find it. I'll find it. I'll go find it. Or if somebody wants to fact check me, go ahead. Please fact check me today. I know that one is true. Either that or I'm seriously slipping. Why'd they say no? Logistics didn't have anywhere to store it? No, they... There's a lot of stuff that contributed to that. End of the Cold War, budget cuts. There was some guy named Norman Augustine that started a earlier Augustine commission that wanted to... At the end of the Cold War, there was a commission established to figure out, you know, if Space Station Freedom was overpriced and the shuttle program was overpriced. This isn't a direct thing, but this is a thing. It was headed by a guy named Norman Augustine. Norman Augustine's the guy that chaired the commission that got the Constellation program essentially canceled. 20 years prior to that, He had another Augustine commission that looked into the Space Station Freedom Project, and they said that the Space Station Freedom Project was way behind schedule. It was it didn't have the right budget, and it was underperforming. And the underperformance, we should get rid of it. We should cancel it. We should cancel it. We should scale down everything. We should cancel it. It's not tenable. It's not tenable. So guess what? He went and he told that to Bill Clinton, and they canceled it, and then replaced it with the ISS. So they were ramping. They tried to ramp down the program because it wasn't tenable. It wasn't tenable. This is what I hated. This is why when people say like, "Oh, this rocket is not sustainable," shut the up. People have been using that as an excuse to get rid of hardware that they don't like for the last 50 frigging years. How about you do me a favor and shut up and go back to Reddit? Okay? I get pissed when people say that because it's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong, man. So screwed up. Anyway, yeah, that isn't the exact reason why they didn't have another orbiter, but that's part of it. They were scaling down everything. The entire aerospace industry got gutted basically overnight on December 26, 1991. Trying to break the timeouts in one stream? No, I'm good. I didn't swear. I bleeped it. I said shut the fudge up. The microphone must have cut out or something. You did swear? No, you swore. See, I'm going to time you out now. Chester's politically. Arsenal. Fix it. Fix it. Fix it. Fix it. Do the thing that you do. Do the thing that you do and fix it. Do the thing. You know the thing. You got to do the thing and then fix the thing. Yeah, you got him on speed dial. Just call somebody, okay? Just say everybody swore and call it a day. All right, cool. Anyway. Yeah. What materials would you use for a modern day shuttle? Would you still use aluminum? See, man, I don't think the shuttle's design is bad. I really don't, guys. A shuttle with tough rock tiles would be fine. Yeah, there, I said it. A shuttle with tough rock tiles, you never have to worry about the tiles coming off again. The unifibrous composite tiles that Starship is using and the X-37, you put that on there, that problem's solved. Don't have to worry about that no more. On Wednesday, Sea Kraken. You're the one who roped me into the space policy nonsense. I don't know if this will be much of a problem in the future as NASA becomes a smaller portion of the customer base. Arsenal, I said it once, I'll say it again, dude. I think NASA is going to be expanded when certain key political parties figure out that, or political entities, I won't say parties. When certain political entities figure out that China is about to eat our lunch and make us look really stupid, I think it's going to change. I hate that that's the circumstances for it, and I hate that we're space racing, but they seem to think that we are. Could be good, could be bad, but pretty sure that's what's going to happen. You can already see Sean Duffy saying basically that. What does Dream Chaser use? I don't know, Sea Kraken. I don't know. Silica tiles, maybe? I don't think it's using tough rock, to be honest with you. We'd have to go and figure it out. Who supplies the X-37B heat shield? Is it SpaceX or another private company? It's Boeing, dude. Boeing. I don't know how Boeing can have the most Chadley freaking thing like the X-37, and it's amazing, and it never has any problems, and then fail thermal analysis with Starliner. How does that happen? And the other thing is we never hear about the problems with the X-37. That's a good point. You think they'll just make Sean Duffy the permanent administrator? No, they'll just put it on the back burner. So, yes, but no, but yes. Yeah, PHP, and we don't talk about that. Anyway, Starliner failed its thermal analysis. Yeah, it's thermal thruster analysis, of course, Ari. Why do you think they were blowing poppet seals on Starliner? That was self-admitted from Mark Nappy in a press conference. The Boeing, at the time, the VP of Starliner operations, the VP of the Starliner program, a guy by the name of Mark Nappy, he admitted that they screwed up their thermal analysis. I don't think he was supposed to say that, because that's the only time I've ever heard him say, anybody at Boeing ever say that. They thought the thruster would be fine, pulsing it like 60 times a minute. It wasn't. It blew a poppet seal and the control system shut it off. Motorcycle. No, that was the flight. That was the CFT-1 flight. We gonna do stationeers? Do you want to do stationeers? I want to do stationeers. You streaming outside? No, that's just Starbase Live. I have Starbase Live open. I'm watching what SpaceX is doing at Starbase 24/7 via my buddies over at NASA Spaceflight. It's actually a NASA design, Tessa. You had a boo-boo. Oh, boy. It was gas. My bad. You might be dead in stationeers. Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me. Yeah, right. What is Duffy proposing? Trey, nothing out of the blue. It's just the stuff that we've talked about, dude. Stuff that we've talked about. Apollo era, NASA. Certain political entities are kind of clicking. It's kind of clicking in their peanut politician brains that we might be. I use peanut politician brain as a term of endearment. The whole NASA shifting its focus back to Apollo era stuff is kind of what that's what we're talking about, dude. Yeah, it's my whole theory with that, dude. I was told it was safe. You may have turned blue. Cyborg called you Sicilian. Nova, I don't know why you're trying to goad yourself into a timeout, but I'm not timing you out, so. All right, that's going to do it for Space News. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's go for another couple hours here to play some stationeers for some after hours. After hours. I will keep Starbase Live up and running in the background. I'm going to jog the VOD here on the YouTube side of things. On Twitch side of things, don't go anywhere. I'll be back momentarily for some stationeers fun where it's a multiplayer stationeer server with viewers, and they may have just killed me. We'll find out. I'll be right back 1 second.